Hi everybody. Today I am going to be resetting my planner for the month of August, and I think that this next month I am going to try reincorporating work back into my personal planning. If you have followed me for a long time, then you know that I used to just have all of my work stuff and all of my personal stuff in the same planner. I used the same goal setting system for both. When I worked at Trader Joe's full time, I didn't have a lot of work stuff to put in, and I would just schedule my life around work and my planner stuff around work and etc. When I started working for myself, I continued to do it that way until I realized I needed more boundaries. And that has worked out great for me. However, in recent days, since starting home hemodialysis, I have to schedule my life around dialysis, and work once again becomes just a part of my life as opposed to something that takes up a big chunk of it, although it does take up a big chunk of it. And so I've actually come to the conclusion that I need to go back to how I used to do things before. I'm not going to be putting all of my goals in here. I use the HB90 system. I will leave some videos for that linked down below. However, I am going to start adding into my work and learning section some of my high level goals, maybe my milestones from the HB90 system for the month. So before we get into setting those goals for August, let's quickly go through how July went. Overall, before I even start going into the goals, overall, July was an interesting month for me. It's been fucking hot here, as well as I'm sure it's been everywhere. There's heat waves for fucking days because of, climate change. But before that, we had like solid rain for a good month and a half, which is not what we get in the Denver metro. So the weeds have been out of control. The allergies have been out of control. Everybody feels kind of crappy, but I still managed to get through some stuff, as we'll see. So let's start here. First and foremost, figure out Sunday dialysis routine was my personal focus, and I wanted to pick a weekend to do Saturday dialysis, which I did. Check in with my plants, although the thing I decided this month, if you get my newsletter, then you'll have seen the whole story, but between the extreme rain and hail, and then the heat wave following, my green stalk didn't stand a chance. Gardening in Denver is hard to begin with because of the altitude and the dryness and everything else. But yeah, it was fucked, and I just don't have enough experience to bring it back, so I'm just going to let it go for this year. So yeah, check out my newsletter. That's where I talked about it more. But I am still dealing, my indoor plants are doing okay. They're not dead yet. Woohoo! As for the Makselife, I have been checking in with it daily for the most part this past week. Actually, not really, but I've just been swamped with a bunch of things, so yeah, but I have not been doing my check-ins as often as I would want to, so I will continue to work on this in the next month. For fun and recreation, our focus was our 10-year anniversary. We did do our anniversary weekend. It was a lot of fun. We took at least 2 days off. This is the current week that we're in, but I'm not worried about that. Same with I'm taking a second Sunday off this week when my mother-in-law gets here. We have not gone to the farmer's market yet, in part because of the weather. Either it was way too hot already or it was raining. So we'll see if we get there this weekend, maybe. If not, no big deal. Have not visited a museum, although I am going to take my mother-in-law to the Botanic Gardens when she's here. Same with Sushi Den. That's where the really nice sushi restaurant. We're going there this weekend with my mother-in-law. By the time you see this video, we'll have just gone there, so I'll be fat and happy with sushi. And we did go on our anniversary weekend. The one thing on here that I crossed out was the Lavender Festival. We were going to go, but Sunny and RJ and I were all sick that day, so we stayed home. Work and learning, the focus was to start the course Brand Plus Brand that I'm taking and to start the HB90 Q3. Everything with HB90 has been going great. I'm just one weekly review away because I haven't done it yet. I did do my beginning of the month. That was what that was for. As for Brand Plus Bland, I am in the middle of Module 3, and I will definitely be done with it by the end of the week. When I'm filming this, I still have a few days left in the month. For family and relationships, family fun time. That was our focus. I call my sisters. I've so far done that. Go on a date. I've gone on a date with Jesse. I mean, the whole weekend was basically a date, but I have not really done dates with anybody else. I have just been really swamped and exhausted. I will see what I can get done this week, but that may not happen this month. As for the rest of this 10-year trip, yep. Kids out of town, yep. Make reservation, yep. And then my mother-in-law did visit. I never put a dot for this one because I went and added it because this was a last-minute visit of a coworker. She came, it was great, and my mother-in-law arrives the day after I'm filming this, so that should all be good. For health and wellness, the focus was to move my body. And I did do some of that. Not exactly the way I put it here, though. I did not get on the Peloton yet, although my seat for the recall finally arrived, so I have to get that changed out this weekend. I did go swimming. That was really nice. I did not take the kayak out, but we did go take Layla to the dog park that has a creek at the same place we would take the kayak out. And we spent a lot of time, got nice and toasty. Layla got to learn to swim. Jess and I waded through the water. So I'm going to count that. Take Layla to Cherry Creek Dog Park. So I'm going to count that because while I didn't get the kayak out there, we did get out there and have some outdoorsy fun in the water, which was basically what the point of that is. Spiritual and personal growth. I am so excited. This has been the one where I'm just like, fuck, I didn't do it. Fuck, I didn't do it. Fuck, I didn't do it for the last, 2 years? My thing was go to First Universalist, which is the UU church here in Denver that I have been wanting to go and reconnect because it's been, since before COVID that I went to my UU congregation on the regular back in Napa. So my list of things to do was to do Saturday dialysis, which we actually did do on Sunday, but we did it in the afternoon. Go to First UU and figure out the timing. I did that. It wasn't the regular minister, though. It was a member of the congregation who also happens to be a minister. So that was cool, but I do want to see the regular minister. That's kind of my last sort of wanting to find out if I'm going to, because I've been following this congregation since we moved here. So I do have a good grasp of kind of the programs they offer and the things that they do. However, I need to know if I vibe with the minister. It's the most important part for me. Not most important overall, but most important in terms of saying if this is the one or if I want to go explore one of the other ones nearby us. And then work with Jess on plan to do this 2 times monthly. We have a basic plan figured out. Feeling just good about that. I have not crossed off shit like this on this goal for fucking who knows how long. Financial. Get rolling with kitchen inventory. That is actually something that did not happen this month. Mostly because I had other priorities. But I did go through with my no-buy and I did work on our budget. I did not get the pantry inventoried and I did not add regular recipes. I'm pretty much at the point right now where I think that's not going to happen until after August because that will be when my ongoing river of family visiting is over. You'll see when we start setting up for August that I have 2 more family people coming in. You'll see. The point being, I don't have the bandwidth for it right now. And then for getting guest room ready for the focus, totally, I am in love with how my guest room came out. I just moved the fuckery gallery wall down to the basement because I just have not had the time to get that sorted out. But the guest room is cleaned up. It's got some wall art. It's got a fun project I'm working on with other family members to hang up those kind of sepia-toned tinted baby pictures from the turn of the century from people on my side and Jesse's side of the family. It's going to look super cute when it's done. Currently I have 2 pictures up there. Both sets of my in-laws are going to my mother-in-law, my father-in-law are potentially also going to help me with that as well. So got the wall art. Jesse moved the mirror. The guest room is good to go. And I even cleaned out the closet. I didn't put that on here, but I did clean out the closet in my laundry room, which was also on my list probably back in January. So I'm feeling really good about that. I just need to get that big gallery wall up. And then the backyard is cleaned up. We actually got someone to do it for us because if you don't live in the Denver metro, then you maybe don't know how wild it's been here with all of the rain and everything. Everybody's weeds are just completely out of control. Our backyard looked like a fucking jungle. And it was like nothing to jungle. It almost felt like overnight. Not only do neither Jesse nor I have I don't have the stamina or the strength to do it. Jesse doesn't have the time to do it most of the time. And neither of us have the know-how to really know how to quickly get rid of weeds that are that big on the regular and discern what's weed and what's bush. Do you know what I mean? So we just got someone to come do it. We paid them and it's great. It's great. I'm so glad. I also framed and hung the living room prints above our couch, which I am so happy with. You can hear about those if you check out my favorites video. Anyway, those are my goals for the month. They went well. As much as some of these didn't happen, some haven't happened yet, but they will happen. But a lot of them didn't happen. The fact that spiritual and personal growth, which was what I said I wanted to work on this quarter in the first place. If you go to my quarterly reset, wherever that is, June. Yes. I wanted to work on spiritual and personal growth and I fucking did it. So go me. I'm so happy with myself. Even if there's other things that didn't happen, the big thing that I have been procrastinating on and pushing off and pushing off and pushing off, I did it. If you want a tip as to how I did it, I I didn't leave myself much of a choice. I only had one Sunday where this potentially could have worked out this month. And I told Jesse about it, and Sunny went with me, P.S. So having other people hold me accountable and really narrowing my options so that I only have one choice and I can't hem and haw over the choice, those are the two things that worked. But honestly, I have no idea why I finally did it, except for realizing that I really need some spiritual community. So there is that. Anyway, moving on to August. Whoosh. Don't know if I'm going to use the monthly having to do with work. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've had work on a regular basis in my planner. So, I don't know. But I do know that, again, like I said, I am not really sure. So the next video is going to be me planning my week out. And I think I'm going to start trying to figure it out then. So that's the video you're going to want to watch this coming Wednesday to see kind of how I'm working on it. But currently, the thought is high-level projects and time management in the planner. And then my actual, like, broken down task list is in Notion. And I'll link a video down below showing you what my Notion looks like for work, at least at the time of that filming. Anyway, let's go into the goals. I'll quickly say I'm using a Le Pen pen, and then I have the Zig Clean Color dot markers and the Moxie markers for my markers in here, and the Zig colors are in the description. For my personal focus, it is just going to be to maintain routines. This next month, we have a lot of house guests, and RJ goes back to school, and we're getting my oldest, Sunny, ready to start community college. It's a lot happening in August, so if I can just maintain some of these basic routines, I think I will be okay. I did not put my morning and my evening routines on here because they're pretty basic. They're pretty mellow. They don't really need it. I'm doing okay with those, but the ones that I need a real kind of self-check on are planning my week, doing my weekly and my monthly evaluations, checking with my planner each day, and keeping my plants alive. So those are the ones I'm putting on here with my daily and my plants going to go on my habit trackers. So my fun and recreation focus is about more family fun. As you can see here, I have a trip where my sister and brother-in-law will be in town, and then a trip where my father-in-law and his girlfriend will be in town. And then I'm just taking my Sunday off. I'm not putting down taking 2 days off per week because I have no idea what my days off are going to look like over the course of this month between the 2 trips and then the kids going to school. But I do have the items here that, like, the big items that we plan to hit when each person is in town or each group is in town. They're both going to want to go see Meow Wolf, the art, installation here in Denver. With my sister and brother-in-law, we're going to the water slides, and we're going to go to Brazilian Steakhouse. And then for my father-in-law, we're going to go to the Air Museum and to the Melting Pot. So that is my, that's my fun and recreation. It's plenty. Now, work and learning, this is going to be the one where I'm doing a little bit more thinking about. I know that the focus is going to be reincorporating work into my planner. So what I decided to do for work this month, this is going to change as time goes on as I reincorporate it into this planner. But what I did was I put what I've been putting, which is my HB90s check-ins and my current course check-ins. However, I also added a habit estimate time blocks, and I'm going to do that every week so I can really track my time management, which is what I want to use the personal planner for. That's the piece of this I'm struggling with. Keeping my tasks, figuring those out and everything, Notion has been great for that, but really understanding. If you saw my sprouted planner plan with me, you'll see how I went through and what I thought I could get done wasn't going to fit in the actuality of my week, but it'll be a lot easier to figure that out if it's all in one place. And then finally, my milestones on here. These are actually even a higher level of my milestones for the month of things that I know I'll be on track if I finish them by the end of the month. It's just the easiest way to put them in here for right now. Getting my content done, ordering the calendars, which will be coming out hopefully in October, my Chrissy Ann Designs big deadline, and prepping my warehouse, which is my same office, but it's where I keep all of my product because I'm supposed to get that all ordered tomorrow. And when it comes in, I have to get it all ready to go for reopening the shop. For family and relationships, my goal is to spend time with family. We've got my sister's trip, my father-in-law's trip, and then I've got the stuff for Sunny to finish registering for school and going on a lunch date with Sunny, and then RJ's school stuff as well, and then a lunch date with him, and then 2 dates with Jesse. I did not put friend dates just because I don't anticipate there's going to be time. I'll be realistic with you. For health and wellness, I want to keep moving my bod. I want to get on on the Peloton at least once a week. I'd like to get on my new walking pad at least once a week. I got it as a reward for finishing the painting of my fuckery flowers by the end of June. And I have been working with my standing desk this past month, most days, for a good chunk of time when I'm down in the basement. So I don't think it will be that hard. It's just going to be a little getting used to. I'm going to put both the Peloton and the walking pad on my daily habits, but I'm just going to be trying to track when they actually get done. For spiritual and personal growth, it's pretty simple. I want to go back to another service at First Unitarian or First Universalist, but when Reverend Eric is there in the pulpit. So my 2 actions are to find out when he's going to be preaching in August and go on one of those Sundays. For financial, pretty obvious. I've got a lot going on this month. Much like with personal, financial, I'm taking the maintenance route, and I just want to make sure I maintain my no-buy. That's it for right now. I'll worry about continuing to work on the budget and to continue to work on the pantry inventory in September when I'm not dealing with the hell, the fun hell. I mean, sometimes you wonder if hell would be fun. Sounds like a lot of the fun people are supposed to go there, but like, it's going to be chaos. And chaos is a ladder, and that ladder is going to bring me to September, and then I can work on some of this shit again. So it's just my no-buy, and that's going on my daily habits. Physical environment is another one that's going to kind of get a backseat. I've done a lot with my house and everything in the past few months, but with all the people we're going to have here, it's just not going to be a priority. The 2 things that are going to get done is that our contractor is going to be coming to take a look at the siding that got damaged in the hail, and he's going to fix that, and then putting the green stock away since I have that cleared out, put it away, since I know I'm done with it for the season. That's it. I'm not going to try and hang anything. I'm not going to, if I do, I do, but I'm not going to try and do any decorating or anything because we're going to have people here, and when they're not here, I'm going to be resting and cleaning up the guest room. So I'm not worried about it. As you can see, the areas that kind of are full here are family-related stuff, work just because I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate it. And then these things are sort of kind of not just maintaining, but amping up slowly. But these 3 right here are basically going to ground for a month because I just have other things. And that's something I really would like to leave you with is the idea of like, if you've got a lot going on, don't try to fit too much shit into it. Just don't. If you're anything like me, you may be, you may not be, but if you are like me, you might be somebody who says yes and raises your hand to things, whether it's volunteering or doing something fun, without stopping to think if it's a good idea or if you actually have the space for it, mentally, physically, spiritually, however you want to put it. The point being, I'm trying really hard to listen to my own advice this next month. Trying to enjoy the time I spend with my family. Trying to enjoy my son going into his senior year and my oldest going into their first year of college. Trying to just ride that and go with that. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's it for this. Let me know something you have going on in August. If you're a parent, I imagine back to school is coming soon. If you're a student, I imagine back to school is coming soon. If you're a teacher, I imagine back to school is coming soon. But if you're not any of those things, what else do you got going on in August? And if you are one of those things, what else do you have besides school? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, my friends, peace.